No.
Hello, and welcome back to Zero Interest. We're looking at Death Parade Episode 7, which is an episode that I did not. I remember when I first watched this episode, I was like, okay, because this is an episode that is set up, but I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I'm starting to feel like this show is hate fucking me. Like, this is gonna drive back into a circle that we're in, but a lot of people aren't. This is a situation that I can remember. There was a writer by the name Perfect Lionheart was the name he went by writing fan fiction, and he had a bit of a meltdown multiple times while writing stories because he would get so pissy about people telling him that we don't care about all of this world building that's like paragraphs upon paragraphs of exposition. We just don't care. And his response would be, well, fuck you. I'm going to write more of it then. I feel like that's what this show is doing right now because that's been my main complaint about this show so far. That it's
I was like, I remember last episode, I was like, I think we get back to the actual anthology stuff next episode. And nope, because I forgot this episode existed. The episode after this is an actually good anthological thing.
So I'd say I'm going to try and remember everything that happened, but here is the cliff notes of what happened.
Yeah, there is a yeah.
Old
There's
bearded
a
guy.
brief beginning in the morning. Yeah.
Old bearded guy is like, here are the rules of being an arbiter. Arbiters have arbiters can't die because that would ruin the process of judging the dead. Arbiters something. I forget.
Arbiters cannot stop Pat making judgments because then that would be that's the point of their existence.
Yeah, that was it. And most importantly, arbiters cannot feel emotions because dummies can't feel emotions. Now watch while the rest of the episode shows how the arbiters are feeling emotions. The entire rest of the episode.
But don't you understand? It's like Kingdom Hearts. They're all faking the emotions. They're all just nobodies.
Then you need to establish that. Like, at least Kingdom Hearts had a moment where Sora's like, shut up, nobodies don't feel emotions. And one of the Organization 13 members is like, yeah, you got me. Yeah, they established that they don't feel emotions and that they're faking it the entire time. In this, no. It's just like, here is a thing that is supposed to be true. Now let's contradict it for an episode and not explain why.
I can see what they were going for, but this is another case where it's like they had an intent that they did not fully pull through with. And I think that's what we've been saying a lot for this show is they have a very interesting concept for like this show.
And they just don't want to fucking do it for some reason.
They don't want to just go through with it all the way.
I'm beginning to actually actively hate this show just because it won't be the show that it could be. Like, you can see it, it's right there, and they just don't want to do it. So, yeah, we have the attendant, and she's still having the dreams, and she gets exposited to about, hey, Decim wasn't the first one to have the bar. It used to belong to Quinn. Hence the name Quinn Decim. And she made drinks, and she liked doing that. And Decim and Ginty watched her do a judgment, and that was her last judgment, and this was basically their final exam kind of thing.
Yeah, and they both had a remote which could alter the stakes a bit.
Yeah, they had the make people go berserk button, basically.
Yes.
So Decim decides, I don't want to push it because I like watching these people and wondering what they're thinking. And
I respect those who have lived full lives.
yeah, because, I'm emotionless.
There's stuff with Decim specifically. He's supposed to be different, is the thing. Is what they're going for. That's supposed to be the thing with Decim. And that's explained later, but right now in this part.
Here's the thing. If Decim is supposed to be different, then why does Ginty hate, or at the very least, dislike humanity so much?
Like I said, concept, execution, down there on the floor.
So, we get established once again, 7,000 people are dying an hour. I looked it up, it's actually about 6,200, but it's semantics.
Round up.
Yeah. And Quentin's like, this sucks being in the intelligence division, you should have just left me as an arbiter. Blah, 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 I'm never happy about anything. And God Dude, with the hair, is like, hey, what's up, Nona? They're like sunbathing or something, they fell asleep. And he finds the book that was the Cho, whatever the fuck, the attendance storybook that she's been dreaming about. And Nona's like, I might have screwed this up, whatever that means, because they're not actually establishing what the... They've not given us a reason to care about this plot line, and they're focusing all of their attention on it. I hate this. As I've talked about this episode, as I've talked about this show, I hate this at this point. This is where I've gotten to.
When I was first going through this show, I wasn't doing so with a very, I wasn't looking at it critically. I was just kind of absorbing it. So when you do that to a show and you just kind of shut your brain off, you don't get as pissed. So I'm not really angry, but I feel like I remember when I first watched this episode, even with my brain shut off, I was like, this is kind of a waste of an episode.
Yeah, this is basically an episode where nothing happens. Oh, and we get established that Decim makes mannequins, dolls, puppets, whatever, because he wants to remember all the guests that he's had, because arbiters occasionally have their memories purged because there's too much rattling around in there. You can't see the thing, I'm just going like that.
And you respect people who have lived full lives.
Yeah, because he respects, and he also mourns them that they no longer exist in the world, because he's emotionless. And
but no,
Ginty
he's different, though.
And Ginty has left what's-her-name, I don't care, in his bar, even though he's supposed to be judging people, and he's decided not to because he's emotionless.
I feel like something was cut out with that. Like, this is what I said. This is what I said last episode when I was like, it's weird that she's still there because we're never given an explanation why. It feels like they had a manga and they just cut a lot of things out. Because I'm wondering about the manga as mostly the judgments, but they're cutting out judgments to put in more of this stuff. So I don't know if it's an adaptation thing or if it's the source material.
So yeah, that's the episode. I don't think there was anything else.
You are really upset by this. No, the last thing is Nona make sure that Decim gets 2 very special guests that are different than the normal guests.
There was like a post-credits thing, because I shut this episode off as soon as I could.
And these are guests that have, well, you'll find out next episode, but they are different from the other guests he's had so far. In some way. But seeing you get so mad over this show is just, you're like, it's so great. I love it. This was a show that was voted on by the people in our Discord, so thank you. This was a show I dropped and then I finished watching just so we could do this. You okay, Casey?
So, do you want to take us out of this?
All right. Thank you all for watching. We'll be back next time with episode 8 of Death Parade, which hopefully won't have Casey as extremely pissed off as he is right now.
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah, Stranger Things Season 1 has happened, and Season 2.
We're not doing Zero Interest on that, by the way. I fucking hated it.
You would. Bye, everyone.